All right, shalom, shalom. Call all you Habashim Yahushua, shalom to the left. Now, somebody hit me up today and asked me a question about something. I'm glad they did because I was trying to think of something to come up with another lesson. Now, in this one lesson, I had a video queued up as well. Now, they got a Netflix show about Cleopatra, and they actually show her as a brown-skinned woman, a dark-skinned woman. Now, Esau done went on a rant. I just look at this, man. Hold on, let me see. They can't. I never heard this fucking term. I was talking to somebody about this. Esau's such a fucking devil and a hypocrite. I never heard this term, blackwashed. When you read the scriptures, it break down how Esau go and steal resources and remove borders, all type of stuff, which I'm gonna get into them precepts. But I just want to read this one precept before I let this video play. I texted her this when she was asking me about it. Now, when we preach these scriptures and go into detail, it's not a black or white thing. Now, primarily, our people are brown skin, dark skin. Well, we can see and tell, like, okay, that's somebody from the nation of Israel. That's one of the tribes right there. But it's not a black or white thing, because a person can be brown skin or dark skin and be a tear. Like I know a woman, right, from Virginia. She got with an Edomite. Baby came out, look just like a fucking Edomite. And I ain't gonna post it or nothing like that because I don't want to, piss off at her because I'm speaking on that topic. But baby looked like a fucking Edomite. So that will be considered, because you have people say, oh, well, the black woman, she earth for all this and do all that. No, the seed is determined by the father. So whatever that father is, that's what that baby be. Whatever that baby produce, when he grow older and get with a woman, that's exactly what it's gonna be. So you had that going on, which is crazy because she from Virginia. You had that going on back in old times. I want to say like in the past. I can't even just focus on 1 year. I can't just say the 1800s or the early 1900s or something like that. This been going on since way back. So you had this parable right here. It says the tares among the wheat. And what it's talking about is talking about how the enemy, which is Esau, these Edomites primarily, because these other nations, they had a hand in our destruction too. They came in and had sex with the women. And what did that do? Produce babies. That's why you have a lot of light-skinned people. They call them red bones. Or in Creole, they call it Laro. You have a lot of that going on. So you'll see them and you'll be like, oh, they black too. No, they're not. Those are tares. Then you'll see our people, they might have, just say like a man, right? You go get a white woman or whatever. Baby come out looking just like them. And you'll think, oh, you mixed. No, they got that other stuff in them, but they primarily one of us. And then that goes for other nations as well. You might have a woman, she might go get with a Hindu, a damn Dahir, and have a baby. That baby gonna come out as an Elamite from Elam. Woman might go get with a Moabite, Chinese man, China man, because she talking about, I hate the black man, go get your China man. But yeah, I see shit like that online. Nah, baby a damn Moabite. But she think the baby Blasian. That's what they call it. But nah, that's why you had this parable right, which I'm gonna read. Let me go into it. It says, tares among the wheat, this book of Matthew chapter 13, verse 24. Another parable he put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while man slept, his enemy came in and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, is not thou so good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, an enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, that's why you gather the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Because you just say like, okay, you have our people, right? You had to point out who is who. Most of our people stuck on that everything black mentality. They forgot that there was a bunch of mixing going on, whether it been on the behalf of the men of our nation or the behalf of the men of the other nation. They forget that. So they just, oh, black this, black that, black no. You can't think that simple. You got to try the spirits. Once you see how a person's spirit is, that's why when the angels come, the angels gonna know. They gonna know. You might see a person look like a damn Amalekite getting beamed up in the chariot. You're like, damn, how the fuck are you getting beamed up in there? You might see a motherfucker look like a damn Moabite, Ammonite getting beamed up. Hey, but they're weak though. They just look like the tares. Then vice versa. You might see a motherfucker look just like you. Brown skin, nose big, afro. Next to him is a damn Polynesian getting beamed up. He ain't getting beamed up. So it's not no black and white thing though. So that's why you can't think like, oh, that's just a black thing. People be like, oh, the black Hebrew is no, it's not no black Hebrew Israelite thing. This is based off lineage. Even when they talk about the lineage of Yahweh Shah, it go all the way back to the house of David, the Bayab Dawadah. So when we read the book of Chronicles, it mentions the house is determined by the father. Even though the society pushed that woman, that goddess spirit, which is a bugged out doctrine, because women love to be called a goddess, but they always say, I ain't calling no nigga no god, but they want to be called a goddess, and that's what this society promote. But all that shit gonna change though, because once this shit, the fan man is about to go down, people gonna really realize, like, damn, the man was right. They found what they was looking for. They found the answers, and they was trying to share it. And then when they try to grasp it and get it, it's gonna be too late. That's why this truth and all this, knowing this history, knowing all this information is real valuable. Now we read on some more. It says, let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I was saying to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares and bind them in bundles and burn them. Will gather the wheat into my barn, which that's a parable. Because, let me go back. That barn is talking about, I'm talking about them chariots. Like them bundles, hey, the ones that gonna get burned up, hey, when them nukes drop, I don't want to rise this out, I'll build that number to escape from that judgment that come through the spirit of power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. When them nukes drop, they burning everything up over this place. Like you go outside, sometimes I'll be riding, you know, I have to turn my music down, I might listen to my engine, make sure it's running good. Or I think about the buildings around all these roads and shit. All that shit gonna be done and gone. And if you're in the right spirit, the righteous mind frame, you should want that shit, man. Babylon is vexing, man. No matter how much money you get, no matter what type of position you get in society, you'll never be able to fully enjoy it because Esau red ass control this shit. And that's why you got them crying to my blackwashing. And I'm gonna let this video play and I'm gonna put some more precepts and end this up. Let me see, hold on. Shalaki. And why do they do that? This precepts, scripture. What do the scriptures say like that? Why do that happen? I know it by heart, I just want to get it. Just for edification's sake. Book of Job chapter 9 verse 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is it? Who has the power to control these movies, control these cartoons, control these films? Who has to sign off on the production, the soundtracks, and the illustration and the books and all that different stuff? Who has to sign off on that shit? Esau does. Most time people don't really invest in that type of stuff. You have people like Tyler Perry and different other people that's into the entertainment business, 50 Cent, people like that, but they don't primarily promote historical information like that. They don't promote that shit because Esau not gonna allow that shit. They don't want our people to look at themselves as a high level individual. They like our people to look at themselves as just like the number one shows when it come down to so-called black cinema or black entertainment. It's street shit. That's all Esau wants you to be, just a street nigga. Even your own people just want you to be a street nigga. They don't want you to think on a high level like, oh, we come from royalty. Let me carry myself in a royal manner. Let me invest in bullion. Let me try to figure out how to get some property. Let me actually do right by my people. Let me try to be balanced and righteous. Nah, they want our people to be wicked niggas. That's why they promote that shit. And you have Tyler Perry on the other hand promoting that Mo shit, which you know I'm talking about that. That's what they promote in most of his movies. And men being belittled and being made effeminate. That's what's promoted. So you know who signed off on that shit? Esau. So they're not gonna really push too much other stuff. And if they do push certain stuff, like I watched that movie, the Emancipation movie with Will Smith in there recently, you will hear about it, but it won't be promoted super heavy like that. But all that other stuff be number one, top rated and all that shit, because it's wicked. But the other shit, it show you information that you need to know what actually was going on. It show you how Esau ain't always had upper hand. It show you that we weren't always just in captivity, that our people actually ruled in different areas, whether they've been in Egypt, whether they've been in different areas throughout the land of Ham, because it wasn't called Africa then, whether it be in Europe, during the Dark Ages sometimes, when you hear stuff about the Byzantine Empire, the Holy Roman Empire, different areas like that. The actual real gladiators, the top gladiator was actually a dark-skinned man. You can look it up. This is on the History Channel. They actually just released it recently. But Esau try to keep that shit hidden, because that do something to our people's mind, do something to your spirit to realize, like, damn, I can really be great. But if you just look at that nigga shit, most people just think I could just be a street nigga. That's it. And that's not the truth. So let me see. Some more precepts. Talk about Esau. Why they do what they do. It's the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Better yet, you know what? I'm going to read up. Now, verse 1, it actually says, the burden of the word of the Lord, of Yahshua all about Malachi. I says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Because our people still question this and wonder why the Most High got us in these conditions and dealing with all this, but he's supposed to love us. It says, was not Esau Jacob's brother, says the Lord, yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. That's why they cover up all this shit and try to switch images, because their history is fucked up. Their history is through. Their shit is a waste. It's desert. dust, debris. Our people built shit long ass time ago, and that shit still stands to this day. So what they do is take the images, take the paintings, the artifacts. So I'm gonna get some more precepts about that. Take the artifacts and all that, and they say, oh, they made that shit. Oh, that's them on the walls. The paint smear. You know, you had what you call this shit? The Russian icons. They talk about now the images fading a little bit. That's why they turning white. No, Esau a damn devil. So they do this shit because they know they don't have no heritage. Salaki, let me correct myself. They do have a heritage. The heritage that they have is wickedness. But they want to be righteous. But it's not in them to be right. Because Esau was made to be the adversary of Yaquab, Jacob. Now, so you have to think, if the Most High allowed Esau to do this to us, and he love us, what you think he gonna do to Esau that he hate? That's why they try to hide his information, man, because they know what's coming, man. They want to escape. They want to go hide out in the ocean, deep as they can. They want to go hide out in caves and shit, where they originally come out of, the caves. They like being in them caves. You see them movies all the time. Esau has to be far up in them caves, too. Space hotels and shit. They trying to go build bases out of space and shit, because they know their judgment coming, man. Now verse 4 says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith Adawan of hosts, they shall build, I will throw down, and they shall call them a border of wickedness, and the people whom the Lord have indignation forever. That indignation not gone, man. It never changed, man. That's why you see all this information coming out. Like the scriptures say. Matter of fact, let me get that. See all this information coming out. And Esau trying to do smear campaigns. That shit ain't working, so it's too late. You fucked up. Should have hid more of these books and never let the internet get active. But y'all, hey, it was part of prophecy anyway. So in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 3, it says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. And that's the goal, man. That's why we don't do these videos to boast ourselves up or big up ourselves and all that. No, we don't teach people to big up ourselves and all that. We want to turn people to righteousness, man. We want people to be right. You go around, especially if you're trying to be right yourself, and then you go around and see motherfuckers going off doing bullshit, you be looking like, man, I don't even want to be around these motherfuckers, because they spirit ain't even gonna mess with mine, and vice versa. But the reward for turning people to righteousness is gonna be great, man. The Most High, they count that. Average people, they don't count that shit. Some people might say thank you or whatever, show a little gratitude, give alms, but for the most part, most people don't care about righteousness, because they be like, what good I get for being right? That's how most people think. Not even realizing the Most High gonna reward you. Now verse 4 says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. That's why this information is out right now. And you have men doing what they're doing. Why? Let me jump down to verse 10. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's why you go through so much. And I go through stuff as well. There's a big ass list I can write down, but it's an even bigger list when the Most High reward me for dealing with that stuff and going through it and girding up my loins like a man. Now it says, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. That's why some people can't understand this. They can't understand that parable about the wheats and the tares. It says, but the wise shall understand, and from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that make a desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days. But go thou the way to the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days. And that's why you see certain men doing what they do, because they was doing it before. There's no new thing under the sun. So like no new thing under the sun. So let me see. me see where that precept at. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. This is precept I was thinking I want to get. Here we go, right here. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 6. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have been sold unto the Grecians. And they talk about the lady Cleopatra. They say she was a Greek. A lot of people were sold into these different areas. So they started taking on them customs as well, too. That's why you have a lot of people into fraternities and that Greek philosophy shit. And I always love going to the fucking gym. But that's another topic. I ain't gonna get on that part. That says that ye might remove them far from their border. And that's what Esau do, man. And you know, when they remove people from their border, just like any time in war, they taking artifacts and they trying to hide the images. They do that. Let me see. That's all I want to get on that. Let me see. It's another precept I want to get. All right, here we go. This is the book of Joel, and I'm going to end this off of this. I ain't going to stretch it out too long. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's part of the reason why you see so much war going on. The Most High doing that on the behalf of his name and us. He ain't forget about us. You know we go through on a day-to-day basis. He hear them prayers and cries, so keep sending them up. It says, and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And among them scattering people among the nations and parted the land, what they did, cover up their main images when we was ruling and living royal. It says in verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Now it says in verse 4, yeah, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I recompense your own? Will I return your recompense upon your own head, Salakia? And this is what I was looking for right here. It says, because you have taken my gold, taken my silver, my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. And that's what Esau did, man. That's why you have videos like this out. And Esau's still digging shit up. And through the spirit, a lot of that stuff that's going on in Ukraine ain't even about no fucking oil. If you look it up, it's an actual video. They found a pyramid over there, and they found a lady that was in the pyramid. I'm sure it was other people, tombs and stuff that was in there. say she was a melanated woman. So, you know, Esau don't want certain information out, man. Just do your homework, do your research, stay circumspect, stay vigilant, and compare what's going on around the world with these prophecies, man. And everything lined up perfectly. Like the scriptures say, it's plain into the holy, stumbling blocks to the wicked. So I just want to bring this out. I don't want to write this out as edifying. Call all y'all about Shalom Shah, Shalom to the left.